Hi everybody, welcome back to Happy Bake Day. I'm joined once again by Chef Dennis Chan of
Hello.
Blue Bamboo. Thank you for joining me today.
Happy to be here.
And we are here doing another fabulous episode of our cookie series. If you haven't been joining us, welcome. You can go and view all of our past cookie episodes, but this cookie episode starts the holiday season.
Yep.
We are going to be making one of my favorite cookies, and it's very, very trendy right now. We're going to be making a Dubai style chocolate thumbprint cookie.
Any Dubai flavored anything is amazing.
The pistachio cream plus the toasted phyllo, oh my gosh, it's dreamy.
Texture and flavor.
Oh yeah, plus with the dark chocolate thumbprint, it's gonna be great.
Yep.
So our first step is we're going to toast this over our stove. This is kind of an unusual ingredient, and real talk, if you can't find it in your grocery store, I know I couldn't, I just ordered it on Amazon. Easy, it came the next day, and no shredding work needed from me.
That's a neat product because all I've seen in the past is the frozen version of it.
And now we don't have to thaw it, we could just toast it right over our stove. So we're warming up about a tablespoon of butter in a large skillet. And once the butter has melted, we're going to add all of the kadayif to the pan. And we're gonna stir it, mixing occasionally until it is beautifully toasted. So our crunchy phyllo is toasted, and
yes.
Oh my gosh, the golden brown color is wonderful. And it smells so good in here.
Well, it's that butter browned a little bit, and then you had the phyllo.
And it makes it so crunchy and perfectly paired with, of course, our creamy pistachio for later. But our next step here is to mix our dry ingredients together. So we've got our flour, I've got some baking powder and some salt. Today I actually was able to find some baking salt, so it's really, really finely ground, which makes it a lot easier, in my opinion, for a lot of pastry, because that way it it mixes more evenly throughout your baked goods, and you don't bite into like a big crunchy salty bite. So we'll use some of this today. So we're gonna add 1.5 cups of our all-purpose flour. I'm also going to add in, I have this little packet of instant coffee. This one is Cafe Bustelo. You can buy it at your grocery store. And coffee is a really nice addition to your chocolate pastries. You don't taste the coffee in your pastry, but the coffee itself helps really enhance that chocolate flavor and makes it taste more chocolatey.
And it's richer.
Yes, which with this pastry, this cookie, we really want to bring out that richness. So I'm going to add in the whole thing, the whole packet of my espresso powder right here into my flour. We'll also do 6 tablespoons of our Dutch processed cocoa powder. And you can see Dennis is helping whisk this in between each addition. And this just helps give it some uniformity, and you're not trying to mix all of your ingredients at the very, very end. And this way everything stays beautifully consistent. So next we're going to do 1 teaspoon of our baking powder. Baking powder helps keep our cookies soft, and it helps give them just a little bit of rise. Now these cookies aren't meant to rise too much, so we're not going to be adding a lot, just 1 teaspoon of that, and then 1/2 teaspoon of our very finely ground baking salt. And now that's done, we're going to set our dry ingredients aside, start mixing our wet. I have our stand mixer set up and ready to go, and then we'll add the dry into the wet. So I've got here a 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. It's been sitting out on my countertop for about an hour. It's nice and soft, it's room temperature, which is perfect. And you want to use a nice room temp butter because it will turn really nice and fluffy, especially as we mix it with our sugar here in our stand mixer. And we're going to add not only the butter to the stand mixer, but also a 1/2 cup of our granulated sugar. And then we'll mix this on medium to medium-high speed for just a few moments until the butter and the sugar get nice and light and fluffy, and then scrape down the sides of the bowl if we need to, and then we'll continue adding our ingredients. Our butter and sugar are beautifully light and fluffy here in our stand mixer. So our next step is to add in 1 egg and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now, I do have the measurement as 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and you're welcome to stick with that. However, I'm a firm believer that vanilla extract and chocolate chips should be more measured with your heart. And I typically just kind of pour until I feel that it's good. Obviously, I don't want to pour too much because then this becomes too loose. But my measurement might be closer to a tablespoon versus 2 teaspoons. But I really like that vanilla flavor, and I think it complements well here with our chocolate. And then we'll go ahead and mix it up again once everything is really well combined. All right, our next step is to slowly add here our dry ingredients into the wet butter mixture. We'll do it either a scoop at a time, or you could turn your stand mixer on really low speed and just slowly pour it in. And you'll scrape down the sides of the bowl as needed, and you'll stop once this dough just comes together. So Dennis is scraping down the sides of our bowl, but our dough is feeling just a little bit dry, and that's okay. We'll add a bit of whole milk, 1 tablespoon at a time, just to get our dough to a nice consistency. We want it to be just so ever tacky to the touch, not sticky, but slightly tacky. So add 1 tablespoon of the milk at a time, again, mixing in between, and stop when your dough becomes the right consistency. So our dough is done, and it looks delicious.
Smells good too. That cocoa powder, it smells so good.
Oh my gosh, it's the magic of cocoa. Plus, especially when you mix it with the coffee, you get a little bit of that coffee hint, and it's great. So what we're going to do next is I've got a 1 tablespoon measuring cup here, measuring spoon, and we'll scoop about 2 tablespoons of dough, roll them in our hands, and we'll place them here on the tray. We'll flatten the dough, not completely, but just a little bit, spacing our cookies about 2 inches or so apart. And once our cookies have been placed, we'll use the back of the spoon to gently imprint a crater or a thumbprint about the size of our measuring spoon. We've rolled our cookies, we've pressed them down just a little bit, and I've washed off our 1 tablespoon measuring spoon and then just sprayed the back of it with a little bit of olive oil spray. And we're going to carefully, gently just press an indent right into the middle of these cookies. You don't need to push this all the way to the bottom of your tray. You don't want to break a hole in the bottom. You just want to press a nice indentation right in the center, and then these are going to be ready for baking. We're gonna bake our cookies in the oven, 1 tray at a time. The oven's been preheated to 350 degrees, and they're going to bake for about 11 to 13 minutes or so. You wanna make sure that these don't get over-baked, so your cookies will be dry to the touch. They won't be so shiny anymore. And once they're done, we'll pull them out of the oven and we'll let them cool completely on the tray.
All right, so we have our toasted phyllo dough.
Yep.
And it is nice and cool now. It's a beautiful golden color.
Oh yeah, it's going to be perfect, and it's going to stay nice and crunchy even as we mix in our pistachio cream.
Yes, the texture of it is so neat. And pistachio cream you can get at your regular grocery store.
In the peanut butter section.
Yes. It is a
beautiful green color.
Yes, it is. And let's put this into our phyllo, and we'll give it a nice mix. So this is a little bit runnier than a peanut butter. It's like one of those peanut butters that are natural peanut butters.
Oh, with a little bit more of the natural oil.
Yep.
So you want this consistency, especially with our toasted kadayif. You want it to be not too loose where it's going to run over the sides of our cookie, but you do want it to nicely coat all of the toasted phyllo. So once this is done, we're going to spoon it into the center of our cookies. You might be able to see that they are cooling here in the background, and they are still cooling on our baking tray. And soon we'll be able to add in our pistachio topping. So we have our chocolate thumbprints.
Yes.
They are cooled down. They are ever so slightly warm. They're not hot at all. You can see they are nice here on the bottom. I'm leaving mine on the baking tray. And we're going to just spoon a little bit of our pistachio filling right into the center of these cookies. Look how beautifully that stays there. And this will give the cookies just a bit of that crunch, of course, that pistachio flavor from the pistachio cream that is classic in all of the Dubai style chocolate treats. And then of course we've got our final secret ingredient to finish these up at the very end. So our cookies here are almost done, and we need our final secret ingredient. This is the best ingredient. It's the hardest one to find. Just kidding. We are going to be using our Hershey's. I like the dark chocolate syrup just to give a little drizzle on the end to finish these up, to give a little bit of shine, a little bit more of that delicious chocolate flavor. And of course you can hear my oven is telling me that my second tray of cookies is ready to come out. We're gonna finish these up and then dive right in. Tell me this isn't the most delicious looking cookie you've ever seen.
Yeah, it even just looking at it, you know it's gonna have a lot of texture. You can smell it. It's got a lot of just a wonderful aroma. And I just can't wait to taste these.
I know, and I really like the subtle green color from the pistachio. It's such a nice kind of creamy flavor. It's not too overpowering, it's not too nutty, and it's not overly sweet either, which I really appreciate here. Plus, paired with the chocolate, come on, this is gonna be great. So, the only thing left to do now, I think is taste them.
Let's taste them. This is beautiful.
Oh,
all right.
They're held together so well. The little bit of that Hershey syrup, I think, really was just the bow on top of this little present.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
The texture of them is beautiful. That nice buttery cookie. The butter helps make it stay flaky, and
the little bit of crunch, because you toasted so beautifully the phyllo at the top. It gives such a nice crunch, which is a huge comparison or a huge contrast to our soft chocolate cookie. It's kind of the perfect bite.
It's no wonder this Dubai flavor combination is viral, because it's so good.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Chef Dennis, for joining me today making our delicious Dubai-style chocolate thumbprint cookies. And I look forward to having you again next time.
Can't wait to come back.